Welcome to Dice Masters in the Great North. I'm Reg, and today there's no gameplay, but I'm hoping to give some kind of assistance today with in regards to campaign boxes. Storage is what typically I'm going to be hopefully helping out with. So recently, of course, you get your campaign box, and in the insert, you receive that plastic storage option that holds like 50 to 80 dice or whatever it holds. That really is clunky, and it's, to me, not a very viable storage option. So what I've done with the last few campaign boxes I've had is I've made it into a 700 dice storage unit. So you can see on the inside of mine, it has currently that's pretty much all the villains that I own, and it holds two trays. So I think it's 21 dice across. It'll do an 18 down, and you can see two trays fit nicely inside there. So this is what the tray will look like. You can customize it to, of course, do 2 dice or 3 dice, 4, 5, whatever you want. Typically, they're each, I think it's 3/4 of an inch in height. So I don't use this for when I go on the road or anything, but it's just for storage on the shelves. Instead of having 8 campaign boxes, I can have mine down to 4. I sort mine by affiliations, and of course, you can do whatever you want with it. Um, and again, just want to show a quick way to do mine because my storage option, I know you can buy storage trays and stuff that cost money, but the option I'm going to do will cost to do 2 trays about $2. So what I use, supplies you'll need, is just the number one thing is some craft board. You can get at the dollar store. Again, I picked up a few of them, so you can do 4 or 5 trays, especially with the new campaign boxes coming out. You'll also need some toothpicks, some glue, some kind of clipper or nail clippers, an X-Acto knife, a ruler, cutting board, some scissors, and of course some pencils to line out your cuts. So take the foam board and using, I think it's 12 inches by 9.5, but basically use the campaign box for your guides when you do your first, the base part, and just measure out. I think it is about 12 by 9.5, and you can get, I think, 4 on each foam board. So basically cut them into quadrants. Now I continue when I do the cuts, I usually use 2 boards, and I'll just extend it because you do need your divider cuts, and you'll need about 5 to 6 per tray depending what you want. So I typically just cut it, and then I cut the extras off so I can do the strips. And again, they're about 3/4 of an inch um, in thickness, and that'll fit 2 inside of a tray. So similarly, I do when I do the cuts in the top, I do my cuts, of course, I just extend it and do a couple extra 3/4 inch cuts this length. So once you're done that, you basically get the tray, a couple side pieces, and the divider pieces that you'll have. Now again, I'm not going to go into full detail how to do that because said it's pretty straightforward once you figure it out, once you have your right trays on how to assemble it. But what you basically do is you put the glue down the sides, and once you have your glue down the sides, I tack them on with half a toothpick, of course. You stick the toothpick through the bottom side and then snipping the top once you've done that. They're pretty strong once the glue and the toothpicks are in, I found. They're pretty stable. And of course you do both sides, so you get the corners, and you get something like this. So now once you have that, then you can get into the divider part, which kind of is a little tricky, but not really. Let's say you want to do 4 dice in each, the first divider. So you take 4 dice, I just put in, get a divider piece, which of course I don't have, but here, it's something like this. You put the divider in. You don't want it, you want to give a little space, but you want it to be too tight, and basically repeat the process where you would put the glue through, 2 toothpicks on each end till they're pretty tight, and then just continue on moving to the next section, however many dice you want to do. And then the last section will be your, of course, your biggest one or smallest one, whatever you want to do. In the end, you get something that looks like this, and yeah, it's said pretty cheap for $2. I found it's so much easier. It does get heavy when it's full, but again, I don't use it for transportation. But you can use that not just for the campaign boxes. You can do, like, this is an old game box I had, a small box, and I actually use this for when I actually go to an event. The middle section, I put my sidekick dice in, and typically it'll fit 2 teams worth. I use this for the 2-team tournament. So you can fit one team on that side. Basic action dice can fit in the bottom, and then of course it fits. I customize mine to fit 20 dice on each side. So I can fit 2 teams, all the BAC sidekick dice that you'll need for the event. And then underneath, sometimes I keep just extra little teams or something. It doesn't have to be perfect, again, because it's inside of a box and it's whatever storage you want to do. So hopefully that can help you out. If anyone does have any questions, it is pretty straightforward and it is very easy to do. Again, I did a bunch of them with my 7-year-old daughter. So fun little craft to do, but it will hopefully be better than the plastic campaign boxes that they currently give us. So thanks for watching, and I hope you go ahead and use this. Thanks.